Todd Howard, one of the most talented game developers in the entire industry, was in an interview recently talking about Starfield and the other games they'll be leaving the PlayStation systems behind. His response was simple: they're able to make better games now. Let's get into what that means and if Xbox buying Bethesda was better for Bethesda as a whole. Let's talk about this. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, hit that small bell icon. It helps the channel out a bunch. But enough of that, let's get into this pretty awesome interview with Todd Howard that's been making the rounds as of late. In it, he was asked about Starfield and what it's going to be like if they were only going to make games on PC and the Xbox console. You know, since Bethesda is a part of Xbox now and all their games are going to be exclusive to that platform. This has been something that's been up for contention with a lot of people, but after seeing those interviews Xbox and Bethesda had earlier this year, plus E3 2021 where Xbox kept saying that these games are going to be exclusive to the Xbox platform, it's obvious that Bethesda and all the Xbox game studios are going to concentrate on the Xbox platform. And the end result of that might put Bethesda in position to make even better games than they have in the past, which is something that the article talks about and mentions right when it kicks off. Bethesda's Todd Howard on leaving PlayStation behind. Being able to focus will make for better games. When Bethesda and Microsoft announced the $7.5 billion deal that would eventually bring the former into the latter's fold, PlayStation gamers immediately started fearing they would be left behind with upcoming titles like Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. It turns out that their worries were well founded, as Starfield was confirmed at this E3 2021 to be targeting a release on PC and Xbox Series S, X consoles. How does Bethesda's executive producer feel about abandoning such an important part of the fanbase though? In another chat with The Telegraph, he said that being able to focus will allow the developers to create better games. Okay, so I know that when Xbox bought Bethesda, it was probably the biggest gaming news we've ever seen in the industry. I say that with confidence because it was almost a pie in the sky type of announcement. I remember when it happened, I immediately questioned it as a troll. But after seeing everyone post it from Xbox and Bethesda themselves, I was completely shell-shocked. Because games like Elder Scrolls and Fallout, which are some of the biggest games in the world, were going to be Xbox exclusive games. Like Doom Eternal were going to be Xbox exclusive also. It was a hard pill that a lot of the PlayStation-centric gamers had to face, which was they would have to play those games on the Xbox platform only. Which is something that this article is trying to point out, that after the announcement, people kept saying, no, these games will come to PlayStation because there's so much money there to be made. When in reality, Xbox didn't care about PlayStation's 70% cut they would get from those sales. Instead, they cared about pushing the Xbox platform and making their first-party games the best they can be, which means that developers at Bethesda can concentrate on one platform as a whole. That platform being Xbox and Xbox and PC. You can also throw in xCloud on the streaming platform that Xbox has set up. But for the most part, it gives Todd Howard and his team a platform to focus their game on, which is something he says right here. Pick a side, meaning PlayStation? Is that what you mean? Well, a little bit. You don't ever want to leave people out, right? But at the end of the day, your ability to focus and say this is the game I want to make, these are the platforms I want to make it on, and being able to really lean in on those is going to make for a better product. So this is pretty obvious that when Todd Howard's team joined Xbox, they got so many questions about PlayStation, and it was probably something they prepared for because they saw what happened with Tomb Raider and pretty much every single game that's going to be exclusive to the Xbox platform. Everyone's first dumb question is if this exclusive game is going to be coming to the PlayStation platform. So I think that Todd had the best answer, which is that they're able to focus on the platform they want to put their games on, which is Xbox. And because of that decision to join Xbox, there will be plenty of benefits to them, which is what Todd is talking about and describing right here. By focusing on those platforms, you really get to lean in on making it the best it can be for those systems. And we're big believers in all of the avenues that Xbox and Microsoft are doing to get games to more people. Whether that's the integration with the PC, which is huge for us, the cloud streaming and all those things. So I think it's about taking a long-term view and our belief that those things are really fundamentally good. So we see it actually opening up more and more and more so that people's ability to play our games via Game Pass and other things, their ability to play our games doesn't go down. It goes up dramatically. And I can say I'm proud to be a part of Xbox. I think it's great for the community of gamers. This has to be one of the best explanations from a developer of why they would join Xbox Game Studios as a first-party studio. Because most people will point to the money, and that's a huge reason why, of course. But for Bethesda, they've always been a developer and publisher that loves to push the boundaries of technology and gaming. But most of all, they love to provide great experiences to gamers from all over the world, and to put those experiences in as many gamers' hands as possible. And that's exactly what Xbox and Game Pass provides them. Of course, xCloud and all the other features Xbox has cultivated in the last 3 years have dramatically grown to the point that other developers love it. Even MLB The Show 21 showed that they had record players join their games. And a huge reason for that was Xbox Game Pass. And that's something that Bethesda saw as a long-term feature that will take off. So of course they joined Xbox. But the biggest takeaway from this is that Bethesda and Todd Howard's teams will make better games because they're able to leave the PlayStation platform behind. Now, I know that sounds harsh and a little terrible, but it's the truth, and it's very logical when you stop and think about it. Instead of having a whole team concentrating on the PS5 platform, and another working on the Xbox platform, and then another team working on the PC platform, they'll have two teams working together for the Xbox platform and PC platform, which is very, very similar architectural-wise. That's invaluable to a developer who's trying to make a huge, massive game, and it's something that the article points out right here. The Bethesda Game Studios executive producer might have a point there. PC and Xbox are extremely similar nowadays, not only in terms of hardware, but software as well, as they use essentially the same DirectX API made by Microsoft. PlayStation, on the other hand, has its own specific and very different API that Bethesda won't have to worry about anymore from now on. So as you can see right here, the DirectX API has been something that Xbox has been very hard at work with. They've really meshed the two together so developers can make games for Xbox and PC almost simultaneously. So if you take out one whole other platform like PlayStation, it's obvious that they can concentrate on the Xbox platform and make a far better, more polished game. Not to mention add features that might otherwise have been hard to put in the game because of time restraints because they were working on so many platforms. And best of all, they can concentrate on the Xbox hardware from a console perspective. It's a huge reason why a lot of Sony first-party games are so polished and well done. The developers only have to concentrate on PlayStation hardware and platforms. This is something that the article mentions again right here. In a way, the success of Sony's first-party titles is also a confirmation that focusing on one platform can really be a blessing for many developers. While PC and Xbox are still two different platforms, they're as close as they could possibly get, and this could be a benefit for a developer with less than stellar technical expertise like Bethesda Game Studios. And this is exactly why Xbox has started to invest in a lot of first-party studios. One is, of course, they want Game Pass to have a steady stream of content, but it's also because they want to make that content high quality on their platform and no one else's. Everyone knows that exclusive content is important. As a consumer, does it suck sometimes? Of course. But overall, for developers, it's a great thing because they're funded by great companies and are given a format they can concentrate on. That's exactly what Sony did for years. They invested in their first-party studios and had them focus on their platform only. Did they bring their games to the PC later? Of course they did, but it was years down the line after they were given time to do so. Xbox, on the other hand, took the time and money to fix their infrastructure so the developers can make games for Xbox and PC at the same time. And what Todd Howard said in this interview shows that they're going to focus on one platform, which is the Xbox platform. And because of that, they'll be able to make better games, bigger, more in-depth, and of course, more polished games. That's a huge reason why big developers get bought out. They can make games they otherwise couldn't. It's because they see a benefit in joining a certain company, and from Bethesda's perspective, they saw the opportunity to make bigger and better games with Xbox and concentrate on that platform they already were very familiar with. So what Todd Howard said isn't toxic, it doesn't put PlayStation down. Instead, it just shows that Bethesda will make better games on the Xbox platform. And to some extent, as Xbox fans, we'll get the best out of Bethesda in the next couple of years because of this. Let's hope Starfield, Redfall, and every other game at Bethesda comes out in the best possible way, because that just benefits Xbox gamers the most. And it's something that I think Xbox really saw as the future of their platform. They saw Bethesda making all these great games, but what if they focused? What if they stopped and made it for just the Xbox platform? How much can they expand the technology? How much can they help push Xbox forward? And most of all, how far can they push their games? Because we know they make some of the best games in the world, and I'm excited to see what they can do when they focus on the Xbox platform. But enough of what I think about what Todd Howard said. Tell me what you think about this. Do you agree with him? Is PlayStation going to miss out on the biggest Bethesda games ever made? What other studios do you see Xbox buying out? Does making games for one platform benefit all developers? Will other developers see this and maybe join Sony or Xbox? What can Sony do to compete with this? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I'm playing a bunch of Chivalry 2. I'm having so much fun with that. I'm actually achievement hunting on that game because I'm having so much fun with it. I want to get all the challenges out of the way. I want to just mess people up. Plus, I love playing with my friends on there. It's so much fun. Taking people's heads off, kind of coordinating, strategizing, and fighting. The mechanics on it are kind of cool. So yeah, you can actually outsmart somebody, outplay somebody, and it feels extremely gratifying. And I'm actually playing a bunch of Ratchet & Clank now. I finally got into it. I want to beat that game before the Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance comes out, because I'm going to dive deep into that one. Plus, the new Sea of Thieves is coming out, so I really need to finish Ratchet & Clank before all those come out, or it's just not going to get beat. I know I'm going to jump into Sea of Thieves. I know I'm going to jump into the new Dungeons & Dragons, so I'm trying to get Ratchet & Clank done, which I'm enjoying. The game looks stunning, and it's a lot of fun. The combat's fun. The controls can be a little more tight, but I'm enjoying it so far. But let me know what you're playing. Are you on your PS5, your Xbox Series X, or are you on something on your PC, or are you waiting for one of the new games that was announced at E3 to come out? Let me know down below, because that's what we're here for, is to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.